It's tempting to look at a patient with obesity and assume that we know what led to her weight gain. She ate too much, she exercised too little, or both. But to really understand obesity, you've got to understand the journey of a patient like Suzanne. Suzanne was petite as a child, but she was no stranger to the obesity bug. Both of her parents struggled with weight, as did her older brother and sister. Many of her aunts and cousins even battled with obesity. But for whatever reason, both Suzanne and her younger sister seemed to have been spared. The rest of her family routinely chided her for being so thin, but Suzanne never really minded. In fact, she privately relished the role of being the thin one in the family. She took to gymnastics at a young age and would spend hours in the backyard practicing cartwheels and back handsprings. Those backyard acrobatics served her well in high school, where she was captain of the cheerleading squad. Suzanne settled at an adult weight of about 120 pounds, a perfectly healthy weight. She married at age 25, and life was mostly smooth sailing, right up until her first pregnancy at age 28. The pregnancy itself was uncomplicated. She gave birth to a healthy baby boy, but she gained an extraordinary amount of weight. Had the obesity bug finally come for her? Well, she would have no part of it. She enrolled in a CrossFit boot camp and worked her way back down to just under 125 pounds. Not her goal weight, but a number she could live with. And then it happened. Suzanne was out jogging one morning when she suddenly collapsed. The next thing she remembers is being in an ambulance on her way to the ER, where she was diagnosed with a dangerous cardiac arrhythmia, VTAC. Doctors told her she was lucky to have survived, as this often results in sudden death. She got an ICD and 2 medications to hopefully prevent future episodes, a beta blocker and an antiarrhythmic. Shortly thereafter, her weight inexplicably began to shoot up, which she bravely tried to fight by exercising more. And then it happened again. Out jogging, she began to feel unsteady on her feet. Her ICD gave her a jolt like she'd never felt before, and once again she was in an all-too-familiar scene, in the back of an ambulance, being taken to the hospital. She felt like a runaway train over the next several months, gaining weight at an alarming rate as doctors worked to optimize her medications to prevent further VTAC episodes. Her weight eventually stabilized at about 180 pounds, but the damage was done. When Suzanne looked into the mirror, it felt like a stranger was looking back at her. The obesity bug had come for her at last. And even worse, her multiple VTAC episodes had scared her away from vigorous exercise, so she felt powerless to fight back. A second pregnancy led to another bout of weight gain, and that's when Suzanne finally threw in the towel, seeking professional medical help for her obesity. She had been under 120 pounds for most of her early adulthood, yet now through a series of life events over the past decade, she found herself battling just to stay under 200 pounds. What had happened to the life she knew? Where was that petite little cheerleader?